feels like a Sunday, doesn't it? You can just tell the sun is still out. I can feel it. You guys just came from your backyards. And you're like, I guess we better get dressed. You're like, what time is it? The show starts at 6. Man, all right. I just woke up. Well, here we are. I love it. Funny Bone. We're at the mall. This is where it's going down. This is where all the funny bones are. They're at the mall. I love it. This is America. You know, like, if you had to describe America in 3 images, it's like bald eagle, pickup truck, comedy club at the mall. Like, that's... I don't know how they do it in the rest of the world, but that's how we do it here in the States. I love it. Hello to everyone way up high. That seems a little overkill. Good Lord, that's up there. Did they have to make it that high? What? Was this always a comedy club? This used to be one of those, like, indoor skydiving places that they're like, oh, they went out of business, we got to refurbish. Hello? I'll make sure to perform big so you can see me. So nice to be here. I know we're not in Cincinnati, we're in Liberty Township, which, I gotta be honest, sounds like a gated community. That sounds like all are not welcome. I will say that. Is your name on the list? Well, you're not seeing Bill. All right, get on out of here with your shanty car. And I don't know. This is my first time here, but I thought I was going to Cincinnati, and they kept calling it Liberty Township, and I'm like, that's fine. Yeah, it's the suburb of. And then I got here and I looked up because tomorrow morning I have like a 5 a.m. flight out of the Cincinnati one, and then I looked at the map and I'm like, I am not in Cincinnati. That is almost an hour drive I have tomorrow. Wow, I picked a hell of a flight, didn't I? I gotta wake up at 3 a.m. Thank God the show's at 6. All right. I gotta take my melatonin gummy at 9, and I gotta be unconscious. Oh man, you know, I had a good day. I was talking to your host in the green room, and she was like, "Where are you coming in from?" And it took 5 seconds. I was like, and I was just there for 3 days straight, and I'm like, and I looked to her for help, and she's like, I don't know where you came from. And I was like, Fort Wayne. That's where I was, Fort Wayne. Have you been? Are you from?
I got tickets to see you in Fort Wayne and here.
And you saw me over there? And here? Oh no, you didn't see me over there. This was, okay. So wow. That is a very mature decision. I like that. I've never done that where I bought a ticket to a concert somewhere over there and you're like, dying, they're coming closer. I'll do this. I'm glad that worked out. I'm really glad. I don't know if you guys have been to Fort Wayne, but I just spent 3 days there and I'm going to talk about it for a little bit. I know it's 3 hours away because I just drove it. Not a lot of interstate between here and there. Just a 2-lane road and corn. And just a lot of people driving real close, but they won't pass you. That's what I had. I had someone just driving real close, and I'm like, just go ahead and pass. I even moved over a little. Come on around. He's like, no, this is where I like it. I just want you to see my eyes through your rear view mirror. It got to the point where I'm like, is he following me from Fort Wayne? Like, is this... But yeah, Fort Wayne's interesting. It's not a big town. It's very small. A lot of churches, even more strip clubs, which is off-putting. It's a noticeable amount. Like when I landed Wednesday night, super late. I'm driving from the airport to the hotel, no freeway. I'm going down a neighborhood street to get to the downtown from the airport. I'm like, and I could tell tomorrow's trash day. That's how much of a neighborhood. Everyone had their cans out. I'm like, tomorrow's trash day. And I got to an intersection and it said Showgirls 3. And I saw that and I was like, oh, all right. Yeah, why can't they have one? You know? And apparently they have 3 girls working at that one. And that's all I thought about it. And the next day I got a tour of Sweetwater, which is like a giant guitar. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Have you been there? What's that?
I was there yesterday.
All right, dude. That is a long drive and nothing to get to that plot. That's a guitar fan right there. If you don't know what Sweetwater is, it's like an Amazon distribution center for instruments. It's all guitar. It's huge. It's awesome. Did you go down the slide? Yeah. Oh, dude. It's open to the pub. Obviously, open to the. They let us in. But they have all this cool stuff that's also for the employees. Like they have a doctor in there for them. They got a salon. They got a full restaurant. And it's for the employees, and it's also open to the public. And they have a slide that goes from the second deck. It's like this. Like imagine if there was a slide that just dropped. That's what they had. And when I showed up, there's the guy who gave me the tour. He saw me eyeballing the slide. And he's like, you know, you can go down the slide if you want. And I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, go for it. And it felt weird because there's one little girl who just kept doing the slide. And it just didn't, I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, nah, we all go do it. Go do it. So I went up there and did it. I don't know if you've been on a slide recently, but you'll turn into an 8-year-old like that. Like at the top, you're like, this is dumb. I shouldn't do this. And then it's just, whee! Like it comes right out of you. You're like, I'm 8 again. Whee! And I came down. And then you get shot at the bottom and you're in a cafeteria. Like that's... So it's weird because you get shot out and I just came off a slide energy and then you're just there and people are just eating chicken. And then you come off like, all right. It's like a weird... But I enjoyed it. I love Sweetwater. But on the way to Sweetwater, I was at an intersection and I saw Showgirls 1, and I was like, oh, it's a franchise. I didn't know it was a chain, you know? And then on the other side, it was like Belinda's Exotic Dancer, and I was like, what? This is too many. Because I'm like, how many people are in this town? And I Googled it, and it was less than 300,000. It's like 260,000 people. And they have too many churches and too many strip clubs. It feels like it's a battle for the town. All right? That's what it feels like. It feels like the church is like, get in here, we can get you into heaven. And the strip clubs are like, oh, come on, hell ain't that bad. And I told the townspeople this. I told them this. I was like, there's only 260,000 people in this town, and there's so many churches, so many strip clubs. Some of you are going to both, all right? It doesn't make sense for both of these to exist without some of you double dipping, all right? Some of you are double dipping. And it made me wonder if anyone ever walked into the wrong building for, like, they were dressed for the other one, but they showed up, you know, show up with a suit and tie in the Bible, and you're like, oh dear, I went into the wrong one. It's like the gif of Abe Simpson going in. Remember that? And he sees Bart, and you're like, oh, and there's my hat, and I'm out of here. But I had a good time. It was I had a really eventful weekend. I called 911 this weekend. I was a part of I'm okay. I was adjacent to an emergency. They put me in a nice hotel that had valet parking, so you have to wait. And so I was waiting for my car with the valet driver. The other guy was getting the car, and like a lady fell, like an elderly lady fell, and she hit her head. So everyone ran over, and then I ran over too. And you ever run to like an emergency? And then you get there and you're like, what the hell did I come over here for? You ever get, because I got there and I realized I have no skills. I don't have EMS training. I don't know what you're supposed to do. Am I supposed to lift her legs? Why am I here? I just joined the other people and we just did this to this sweet lady who's just like, I have fallen. And we're like, yep, you are down there, aren't you? And so I very quickly realized I don't know anything, and then I'm like, you should do something. I'm like, I'll call the ambulance. And so I pull out and I call 911, and while I'm calling, I'm like, I don't think I've ever done this before. It was kind of exciting. And I called, I don't know if you guys have ever called 911, but I didn't know this. They don't pick up right away. I don't know, I had like a solid 8 to 10 rings before someone picked up. You guys don't seem shocked by this. Like, do you call 911 a lot? Like, it rang so much that I remember I looked to make sure I dialed the right number. I was like, did I hit 2 9s or something? How is it still? Because the people around the lady are looking at me like, are you calling? I'm like, they haven't picked up. I'm like, oh, we picked the wrong guy for the phone, you know? And it was like 10. I thought they would like half a ring, and someone would be like, "Yeah, what?" You know, like a jealous spouse. Where are you? Like just that. That's what I was expecting, half a ring. Where have you been? You know? And it wasn't. It was like 10 rings and then just a very calm person. Just like, hey. And I'm like, no. We need an ambulance. And I filled them in on what happened, and then they keep asking you more questions. I thought it'd be done. I'm like, I gave you the address. I told you, send it, And they're like, oh, well, I need more information. How old is the woman? And I'm like, you can't I gotta just guess her age out loud in front of everybody. And because I remember I was looking, and I'm like, I can't go with my first guess, but I also don't want to be wrong, I can't go, 100? Like, I can't. You can't do that. Why don't I guess her weight while I'm at it? You want me to do that? I'm going to guess wrong twice. This lady's going to nip up to her feet and beat me up in front of everybody. She's fine. Never mind. I guessed the age wrong. But then they're like, all right, we're sending an ambulance. And then they didn't hang up or say, see you later. They just kind of stopped talking to me. So then I'm over there like, hello? And there's just no one there. There's no dial tone. It's like I'm still on the call, but they're just like, hello? Hello? And then people around me are like, are they coming? And I'm like, I think so. I think I did it. And then while we're waiting, my car shows up. Like the valet driver brought my car. And I had to go. I had to go do my show. I don't know if you've ever left an emergency before, but it's awkward. I'm like, I gotta go. See you later. And I waved. I waved to the people. I have to go. I don't know how you politely leave an emergency. And I just remember being in the car going, I don't know if I handled that right. I don't know. But it was she's better. The family was staying at the hotel, so I got the 411. She's doing all right. I know you guys were worried. I know some of you are like, wow, he makes up such tall tales. This is a true story that happened to me. I just want to be better, I also want to be happy for people. When do you mature to that level where you can just be happy for someone? You just watch someone be happy and successful and you're like, yeah, but you mean it? When does that happen? Because I fake it all the time. Whoa! You won again! Wow! Look at you keep winning, It's just hard. I want to change that about me. I actively try to fight it. What happened? Taylor Swift got engaged to Travis Kelce. Yeah, and I saw it on my phone, and my initial tongue goes... And why? Why? Those people never did anything to me. All they did was find love. With another person, they found someone to match with, and they're like, will you be my partner for life? And then they posted their, and I'm like, what an awful, I don't think Taylor Swift has ever done anything to anybody. I'm not a Swiftie, I don't know her stuff, but she's so famous that if she was ever mean to anyone, it would be a huge story. And it's never come out. I think she just might be a nice person that likes to come out and play a guitar and go, hey, this is a song. You know her stuff, this is, hey. And Travis Kelce, I like his brother better. He has, if you don't know, he has another brother, and he seems more likable. I don't know. He just seems more down to earth, just like a nice guy, whatever. They have a podcast. And Travis Kelce just seems like he bumped his coach. Remember that Super Bowl? He chest bumped Andy Reid's 108, and he chest bumped. For all I know, Travis Kelce's the one that knocked over that old lady in Fort Wayne. I don't know. I looked after the fact. But to me, Travis Kelce's a little bit of a, and here comes Taylor Swift. And I'm like, but why can't they have happiness? Why can't I be happy for them? It's because they're doing better than me. All right? It's because they're both doing better than me, and I'm tired of it. All right? But I want them to be happy. People are like, oh, I can't wait for them to break up. Can you imagine the songs? And it's I look forward to her music if they just stay together. Just to how those change. My parents are coming over Saturday. Keep your day free. Sorry, I had to say that stuff. That response was the right response. That was an awful joke. That's the only song of hers I know, but it's catchy. But who knows? Maybe like she'll fix him, you know? Maybe with the nice songs like "Don't Hit the Elderly," and then he'll change. Or it'll be the other way, like she'll go to the dark, you know, like the end of Grease or something. Remember that? Remember the end of Grease? He shows up all preppy, and she'll just be like Olivia Newton-John, just in black leather. Either way, we should be interested to see how it all pans out. Thank you. Some of those people, you're enjoying that. Some people are eating cheeseburgers. I love it. Comedy at the mall. I'm gonna go to the arcade after this and see a movie. I love it. But yeah, I'm trying. I just want to be, I'm ready to be, I think I gotta mature, you know? I want to get better control of my emotions. That's an adult move, where you can be in control of your emotions. I don't know how to do it. Like, I either confrontations, I either don't react or I overreact. I'm never in the right amount of react. You know? I'm either like, huh? Or I'm like, I'll murder your family. Like, I don't know how to do the in-between one. And that's important. That's really important. I've had 2 examples of situations where I've gone different directions. Like most recently, I blew up. We were in San Diego. My wife was driving. We were downtown. We were going to our favorite coffee shop. And parking's tough down there. But she found a spot. There's an open spot. There's a car parked here, and there's an open spot. So she swooped in. As soon as she swooped in, this car started honking at her. And another car pulled up, and they both started honking. And my wife's like, what's going on? I'm like, we're about to kill some people. That's what's going on. And I was getting all prepped. She's like, calm down. I'm like, I will not calm down. This is war. And you know what got me is they're horning at you, which is already for men. You're like, well, get your battle shield on. We're about to, the police are coming. And what really got me is I looked in the rear view with the horning, and the second car was a white Cadillac. And the reason that bothers me is because I grew up poor in the trailer park, and I'm not poor anymore, but that's my insecurity. I feel like people could smell it on me. So I just remember they're horning, and I saw the Cadillac, and I'm like, I'm not poor anymore. And my wife was like, what? And I'm like, let's go. And she's like, why don't you calm down? And I remember the guy came up to yell and she rolled the window down. I'm like, I'll kill your family. And she's like, hey. And apparently what this car behind us was trying to do, this car was trying to save his spot and that open spot for the Cadillac, which you can't do that. What fantasy world do you live in? Downtown in a major city? You can't do that. And then, so my wife just played dumb. My wife's like, what's going on? And the guy's like, I was trying to, that spot, I was gonna, and she's like, but you were stopped. And he's like, yeah, but the spot was gonna be for that car. And he's like, oh, so you were trying to save this spot for your friend? Like, this is a high school cafeteria? And you should have seen that guy's face drop, and he went, he walked up, and I'm like, yeah, that was a lot better than my plan. That was, I thought, that's so much better. I don't know. It's been good. Yeah, we've been married since May. We got to figure it out. I've heard this quote from a lot of married people. Oh, my significant other makes me a better person. I don't know if either of us are doing that for the other. I think my wife and I make each other one normal person, if that makes sense. Like, between us, there's a normal human being right here. Separately, I don't think we should be allowed to vote, quite honestly. But together, give us one vote. Who can we hurt? You know? What I mean by that is, like, we balance each other out. There's some things she's bad at that I'm good at. There's some things I'm horrible at that she's all right at. And there's, like, a normal human being right here. Like, my wife, for example, is a hypochondriac. Every morning, she wakes up with a brand new disease. Brand new. It's very exciting in our household. We'll just wake up, and she'll be like, oh, my God, do you hear that? What is that? And I'm like, huh? And she'll hold it to my ear. Do you hear that? What is that? And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, was that there yesterday? And I'm like, I don't know. We didn't do this yesterday. I don't have yesterday's wrist noises cataloged in my head to compare to today's wrist noises. And she gets annoyed at me. She's like, oh, you never listen. And she storms off. And then after like 2 hours of Googling, she comes back. She's like, yeah, it's wrist cancer. And I was like, that's the most common form. So I get that. It's been really going around this year. So that's who my wife is. My wife's a bit of a hypochondriac. And me, I've had a pain in my left testicle for 6 years. And I've just been riding that out. You see what I mean? There's like a normal human being right here. Between this, there's a normal person right here. She's over here going, oh my God. And I'm over here like, yeah. Everything's fine. That's fine. Just a little bit of humidity today. That's all that is. A little too much humidity. Don't worry, I will explain the testicle. I wasn't just going to put that out there for you guys. Here's why I never got it checked out. I have a 7-day rule. If something hurts on my body, I give it a week. If it still hurts after a week, then I go get it checked out. The problem with this testicle pain is it would last like a day or two, then stop, and then come back a week later, but I'd start my clock over again. And I just realized this year, I've been doing that since 2018. And I told my wife in February about this, and she goes, oh my God, you're getting that checked out immediately. So I tried. I tried to get health insurance in February. And, yeah, did you know you can't? Did you know it's unavailable in February? I had no idea. I called like an idiot. I was like, one health insurance, please. And there was a lady on the other end like, what? You missed it. And I was like, the health insurance? She's like, yeah, it's over. And I'm like, why'd you even answer the phone? Like, shouldn't this be a recording? Why are you making me feel worse about this? And she's like, yeah, you didn't see the commercials? It's open enrollment. Open enrollment is from Thanksgiving till the end of January. You missed it. Didn't you see the commercials? And I'm like, yeah, I saw the commercials, but I didn't know there was a hard end to the open enrollment. I thought it was an advertisement. You know, because you know who else has open enrollment specials in the beginning of every new year? Gyms. Every gym in the country around the beginning of the new year is like, hey, $10 a month, get your big asses in here. You can hop on the elliptical. That doesn't mean you can't sign up in February. It just means it's going to cost a little more. And she's like, yeah, well, we meant it. I was like, all right, so what do we do now? She's like, I don't know, call back in November. And I'm like, but my testicle hurts now. And she goes, you don't get it. I'm like, I don't think you get it. I got a dull toothache in my left nut. We got to figure this out. And she goes, you don't get it. And I'm like, you know what? I guess I don't get it. I don't get it. Why? Why are we treating health insurance like a pumpkin spice latte? Make it year-round. Yeah. Listen. I thought it was a solid point, too. But it didn't help. And I got off the phone and I had to tell Emma, I was like, they're not going to help me. And she just goes, oh my God. What if they have to cut it off? And I was like, why would that be the first thing you say? Why would you even put that in the air? When you know I can't make an appointment for 9 more months. Why would you even put that germ of an idea in the atmosphere? And she's like, I don't know. What if? And I'm like, I don't know. What if? And she's like, do they put like a fake one in there? And I'm like, I don't know. I hope they would do that. I hope they wouldn't just let me leave with half a grocery bag. That'd be messed up. I'm pretty sure I'd speak up. I'd be like, come on, man. Just throw a couple quarters in there. Help me out. Don't let me live the rest of my life slightly off balance. Figure this out. And I remember she had a moment. She's like, you know what? I don't care if you have health insurance or not. You're getting this checked out, and you're just going to pay for it out of pocket like an American. And she said it like that because she's from Canada. She's trying to rub it in a little. I'm like, well, what if it's really expensive? And she goes, then you're going to go into debt like an American. So she found me a urologist in Brooklyn, and I'm not making this up for the sake of comedy, but my urologist's name was Dr. Zoltan. And you should have seen the look on my wife's face when she showed me the confirmation email. She's like, and I was like, what have you done? She's like, isn't this great? I'm like, not really. And she's like, why not? I'm like, well, you just took an already awkward conversation and you made it a little weirder. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, what do you mean, what do I mean? How do you think this is going to go down? You think we're just gonna walk into the room? Zoltan! Hungarian! Ah! Anyway, here are my genitals. It's not how this is gonna go. It's gonna be weird. And she goes, it won't be weird. And I was like, I promise you, it's gonna be a little weird. And so I remember we're there in the waiting room. I'm waiting to get my name called. And Emma goes, hey, when you get your name called, do you want me to go in there with you? And I'm like, no. Sit out here and wait for me. And she goes, why? Why don't you want me to go in there? And I was like, what? Because it's weird. She goes, no, it's not. You came in with me for my wrist thing. And I was like, yeah, your pants stayed on for the wrist thing. And she goes, so? Why can't I go in there? Don't be immature. I'm like, because it's weird. It's going to make me feel like a little boy going in there with my mother, who's going to stand off to the side and during the exam go, don't forget to tell him about your testicles, sweetheart. And I'm just going to be over there like, thanks, Mom. I didn't forget why we came. And she's like, I would never do that. And she brought up a good point. She goes, you actually need me in there. Because you don't have a great memory. You're going to forget what that guy says, and I'm going to be a second pair of ears in there. And I'll be like, that's actually a good point. All right, you can come in, but don't say anything. She goes, I won't say anything. I'm just going to be their ears. I was like, all right, cool. So we're in there. We're waiting for Dr. Zoltan. He eventually comes in. We have our Zoltan, Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man moment, you know? And I'm just Hungarian. I don't know. And he's very nice. He's like, welcome to New York. Hope you're enjoying the city. He's making small talk. He's like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, oh, I'm a comedian. And his eyes lit up a little bit. He's like, whoa, like a stand-up comedian? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's what you do for a living? I'm like, uh-huh. He's like, that is so cool. And I'm like, you're a doctor. Like, you're doing way good. Like, you're doing amazing. And then, I'm not making this up either, he proceeds to pitch me a TV show idea. Right then and there, he's like, I got an idea for a TV show. And I'm like, what? Yeah, this later. Right now, this. And his idea wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad idea. He's like, wouldn't it be cool if there's a show where you could hear the inner monologues of doctors and patients and then hear what they're actually saying to each other? I'm like, that's funny. I'd watch that. And he's like, right? And I'm like, hell yeah. He's like, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I could tell he wanted something more out of me, so I had to break it to him. I'm like, I'm sorry, Dr. Zoltan, I'm not famous enough to help you with this idea. And I could tell it bummed him out a little bit. He was like, yeah. All right. That's fine. Go ahead and take your pants off. And it was so weird. I've never taken my pants off after disappointing somebody. Like, that's never been the order of events. I've never had someone go, and I'm like, well? And so we're already off to this weird start. So I got my pants down by my ankles. I'm in a good power stance. Feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, ready for anything. And Emma's behind me. She's kind of got a rough view. And doctor's in front of me, worse view. And he's down there giving me the exam. He's just kind of feeling around. He's not milking me, but this is what he was doing. And he's saying all these doctor words that don't mean anything to me. He's just down there muttering. He's like, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you got a swollen vernacular over there. Oh yeah, that's a swollen vernacular over there. Yep, we got 2 swollen vernaculars. Yeah, and for the record, he's not saying vernacular. It's just the closest I have in my vocabulary to whatever he is saying is vernacular. And the problem is he's just not saying the thing I want him to say. Like, my fear is that it might be cancer, but he's not saying that. He won't answer that. He's just down there like, oh yeah, got a couple vernaculars over here. Got some vernaculars over here. Oh yeah, couple vernaculars. And I remember I had to cut him off. I'm like, Dr. Zoltan. He's like, huh? And I'm like, is it cancer? He's like, oh, no. And I'm like, good, get off me. Like, I don't care what it is now. I was just scared that it was that. Get the hell off of me, Dr. Zoltan. There's money for you on the nightstand. Get off of me. I didn't actually say that part, but that would have been sick. Man. And he was like, listen, I'm 95% sure it's not cancer, but we got to make 100% sure. So I got to set you up with a blood test and an ultrasound. And that's when I found out that they even do an ultrasound on that. I had no clue. I thought that was for looking at babies, but apparently they do it on other things. And I showed up that morning, and the ultrasound tech, unfortunately, kind of resembled my mother. Which, if there was anything I could have asked for that day, is please don't look like my mother. And there she was, cheekbones and all. And she was very nice, very professional, but it's awkward. I'm there on this table. It's in the morning. It's cold. There's bright lights. I got my pants down by my ankles. I'm just laying on this bed. She squirts this ultrasound jelly on my situation, and then she's just rubbing a wand on it. And I'm just laying there going, where the hell do I put my arms? You know? I had never thought so hard of where do arms go right now. Because you can't be too relaxed, right? You can't just be like... Like, that's uncomfortable for everybody. You can't just be too... And you also can't go behind the head. You can't just... Woo! Definitely can't do that. So I went with, like, a dead cockroach approach. I just... And she's just down there. And I know for a fact ultrasound techs can tell what's good and bad on the screen. I know that. Like, because otherwise, why would they give them a screen, right? Like, if they don't know if it's good or bad, just have them, well, I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully this means something to somebody. Because I asked her, I'm like, how are things looking? And she goes, oh, I'm not allowed to say. That's out of my jurisdiction. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah, the doctor will call you. And I'm like, well, can you give me a hint? And she goes, no, I really can't say anything. I'm like, you don't have to use your words. Just give me a look, you know? Just like a... Or a... Like, just... Something so I'm not in my head, you know? Until I get this phone call. And she goes, I really can't say anything. You'll find out. The doctor will call you in 2 days. So I had 2 days to be in my head, which is a horrible place to be. 2 days to just be in my head going, what if what he thought was a vernacular was something else? And so the day finally came. Dr. Zoltan called me. We had our moment. Yeah, Zoltan. Yeah, this is Zoltan. And then I just cut him off. I'm like, hey, man, just tell me, is it cancer? And he goes, it's not cancer. Stop thinking that. And I'm like, thank God. And I was like, all right, so what is it? He's like, well, you have 2 swollen vernaculars going to both of your testicles. And he's like, I think that's what's causing you your pain. And I was like, all right, so what can we do about it? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I think you could use more support. And I was like, what? And he's like, tighter underwear. And I'm like, that's your treatment? You went to school for a decade? And you have like hundreds of thousands of student loan debt? And you just called me and you're like, yeah, Fruit of a Loom ought to do it. And he's like, yeah, I think it might help. And I'm like, all right, you do realize I'm never getting anything checked out ever again, right? And he's like, why do you say that? I'm like, well, I just spent $2,500 to find out $7 could have fixed this issue. Like, if anything's ever wrong with my body, I'm going to assume my clothes are too loose. That's the problem. Oh, no, I don't get migraine headaches. I need a tighter beanie. That's the issue. Hug my cranium. Late night, Indy, the excitement. I know. It's Party Town, USA. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Everyone's like, I'm looking to stay up till about 11. Where should I go? There's a beautiful place called Indianapolis. So many letters. Just call it Indy. So beautiful to be here. Thank you for hanging out with us late night. It is wonderful. This is my first time spending a full weekend in your town. I've always done one show, and you guys have been like, get the hell out of here. You don't sell enough tickets to hang out for an entire weekend. And so I never got to know Indy. And then now I'm here for a weekend. I came in late Wednesday night. I've been here since Wednesday night. I still don't know what's going on. But whatever you guys are into, I don't think you keep it downtown. That's what it feels like. I've never used this word to describe a town. Drab, I think. Just this part. Just this like, this part. And maybe you're keeping it somewhere. You're like, hey, I want outsiders to stay downtown and be like, I'm not moving here. And we're going to keep our fun stuff just outside of town. That'll be our little fun secret. And then when people come in, just act dumbfounded. Go, what? What? You don't like Panera? What? You don't like Panera? What's wrong with Panera? You don't like Chipotle? You don't like a Punch Bowl Social? You don't like a Dave and Buster's? What's wrong? It's wonderful. It's so good to be here. It's I'm gonna find out. Brad and I are going on a hunt tomorrow. We're gonna find it. Whatever you guys are hiding, we're gonna find it. We're gonna find it, and we're gonna tell everybody. And this place is gonna turn into Nashville, where everyone's gonna move out here, and you're gonna like, oh, those damn comedians let the big fun cat out of the bag. They're gonna let everyone know it's over at Liberty Fountain or whatever. Is that did I say that right? Liberty? Yeah, that's the neighborhood. That looked like stuff was going on there. Some thrift stores, someone where like a kid with like an old shirt judges you as you walk in. Don't you love a good thrift store? You walk in, there's just some like 20-year-old trying to figure life out with like a shirt from your era. And then you're like, oh, I was alive when that was a thing. And you're like, I'm about to kill a child. I'm about to kill a child. How dare he judge me? I came in to look at your wares. Anyway, but yeah, as far as downtown goes, this painting does not describe it well. This is not what I see out there, all right? I don't know what kind of psychedelic drugs you have to do to go outside and see this, but I ain't seeing it. It's a lot of statues, just a lot of old men just... Woo! You want to go drink next to the old statue? Do we still make statues, like, of new people? Or is it'd be weird, right? Like, if they made a new, someone who's still alive, just... Oh, you guys have a paid man? Well, that guy deserves it. He did a lot of stuff. Sports doesn't count, because sports statues are fun. Especially, do they have them doing something? Do they have them, like, or just, Omaha, like something? Like, he's doing something. That's my least favorite part of all this. They never have him doing anything. They had George Washington. That guy did so much. They could have put him on the boat going across the Potomac doing this little thing. He's like, just stand there. And I'm like, ah, damn it. What if they made a model like that until they whipped it together? He just stood there. Like, can't you just, like, remember what I look like? No, stand still. I gotta paper mache this together. But yeah, I don't know a lot about your town. I was trying to figure out Hoosier, because I didn't know what a Hoosier was. So I asked the audience on Thursday, and no one knew. No one knew. This is what it sounded like. I was like, what's a Hoosier mean? And then everyone stayed quiet except for 5 people kind of went, That's all the answers I got. And then one brave person in the back says, it stands for who's there. And I said, what? And he's like, yeah, it means who's there. Like back in the day, some old guy was like, who there? And someone heard that as Hoosier, and then you guys just stuck with it. And I hope that's true. Like if someone's listening to me say this right now, going, that's wrong. It's actually about a farmer, and then the thing, and the other. Don't tell me. Let me just have this. Because it's so much funnier to just imagine an old man who couldn't reach his dentures when someone was knocking on the door going, and then that became, I don't know, that sounds fun to me. His ear got cut off? Whose ear? That's... Someone went to a Van Gogh museum. Whose ear? Ah, now I want to do that joke at a Van Gogh museum. Wouldn't that be... Who's here? Get one of those like security guards to really like crack. That'd be fun to get someone to crack at a, I don't know. But it's very nice to be here. It's an exciting time to. What's that? Who's here after a bar fight? So they're all from like people saying words wrong. That's awesome. I love that. That's good. The Combine's going on. The NFL Combine's going on. You guys pretty pumped on that? That's pretty exciting. They're all staying at my hotel, which is weird. I'm the only one staying. Me and Brad are the only ones staying at the Westin that aren't wearing like team. Everyone's like got a team jacket, and they're all a bunch of scouts and athletes. And I'm like, this. I think they can tell we're not a part of it. I think they can tell, like, when Brad and I walk through. I don't think they're part of the NFL Combine. Like, you can tell we're not holding clipboards and stopwatches, and we're definitely not. I don't know. I felt so much pressure going to the gym today. Because I'm like, they're going to be there, you know? And I'm just me. And then I started having, like, the fantasy. You know, you ever have a fantasy that they, like, see you on a treadmill, and they're like, whoa, you know? Like, I started playing that little fantasy. Like, they see me on the treadmill, some guy with a clipboard comes up, like, woo! Is that 6 miles per hour? I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm going to keep this up for about 30 minutes, too. Maybe 35 if the cold brew's still in my system, but we'll see. I don't know, wouldn't that be awesome? Like some scout sees me chasing down a receipt in the wind, just... And then he's over there, oh my God, this guy's lateral movement. Do you ever have little dumb dreams like that as an adult whose athletic prime is so far gone? And you're like, what if I just had like a magical foot? You know how like people have like weird strength even though they don't look like they should be strong and they just have a weird strength? And it's like, what if I just had a strong foot and they brought me out and I just rip like 80-yard field goals? And I get drafted by the worst offensive team in the NFL, but all they have to do is just not lose yardage from the 20. And then they're like, here comes the foot. And I just... And people, and like I'm a hero of the people because I'm like a loser, but like... He's got a foot, dude. And then there's no one ever knows why I'm so good. There's just myths out there like, oh, I heard his foot was struck by lightning when he was on a camping trip as a child. That's why they call him Boltfoot or something. I don't know. I was having that daydream, but nothing happened. I went on the treadmill. No one noticed. I kept looking like, is anyone watching? I'll turn it up to 7, dude. I'll show you. I'll open it up, dude. I'll open it up. 7.2, that's about as fast as I can go, and that's for about a minute, and then I'm going to have to lay down. But I love the hotel treadmills because they're all the same. Every hotel uses the Nordic Track brand of treadmill, and they all come with a screen that play videos like you're running somewhere exotic instead of on the second floor of a hotel facing a wall, you know. And I've seen all the videos, and there's this one video... where it's running on a beach, because all they did was put a camera on like a guy's head, like a GoPro, and then just made him run in public, and then they took the footage and put it on here. And it's real people in the footage. And there's this one beach one where as soon as the guy starts running, another guy that's not a part of the shoot, he's like 10 yards ahead. He starts running too, and 5 steps in, he goes, ah! And he just limps off, and the camera just goes by. I've seen this video 100 times at many different hotels, and I'm just like, who is that guy? Does he know he's on this? You know? Does he know that I've seen him like, you just see him. Like, I hope, like, that guy probably had to go to rehab or something, you know? Get him back into shape. I wonder if they put him on a treadmill in rehab, and I was like, oh my God, that's me! I didn't sign a release. That's the kind of dumb stuff I think about. But it's very nice to be here. I've had a fun travel couple of weeks. I was in Vancouver, and then I went to Hawaii, because they're not next to each other. I don't know who books my travel, but they hate me. They're like, hey, we got Friday night, Vancouver. Woo! Next night, wake up, 7-hour flight, Hawaii. Nice! And Hawaii, hell yeah. Like, I was all into that. I flew on Air Canada. They starve you on that one. I have a strict... Do you have, like, weird rules that you place on yourself for no reason? I have a strict I don't buy food on airplanes rule. Like, I just don't do it. I don't know. I feel like my mom's next to me, and I'm 7, and then she just goes, we do not do that. And I won't buy food on a flight. And because most flights, they give you a decent amount of snacks anyway on the house, and I'll just plow those. Air Canada gives you... They gave me a candy bar this big. It looked like a Chihuahua turd, all right? It was this big, and that's all they gave you. Like, 7-hour flight, dude. 7 hours, nothing. Just one. They didn't even come by for round 2 of Chihuahua turd. One. And you eat that, and they're like, enjoy it. And then they would come by with a cart for sale, like none of it's free, and they'd have a menu. And like, hey, do you want some heated wrap from 9 hours ago? And I'd be like, I hate Air Canada, dude. I was so angry. But then we got to Hawaii, which was awesome, and I love being on. Who doesn't love being on vacation? I don't know. Something weird happens to me when I'm on vacation. I can't stop feeding birds. It's weird because it's something I don't do in my regular life. Like, birds come around all the time. I'm like, get the hell out of here. But when I'm on vacation, I can't stop ripping off pieces of croissant. And I had rice on my finger. I got a poke bowl or whatever. I had rice on my finger. A little bird. I held it out, and this Hawaiian bird just came up and touched my we had an ET moment. It took the rice right off. And every bird that I fed, as soon as I fed him, I turned, and there'd be a giant sign that says, do not feed the birds. And I'm like, I can't help it. I'm on the loose out here, dude. I don't follow rules on vacation. I'm feeding these damn birds, you know. But we had a good time. We took stand-up paddleboard lessons. That was embarrassing. My wife signed us up. You ever sign up for something months before a vacation, and then it comes time, and you're like, why would you do this to us? My wife, the night after my show, she's like, I got to stand-up paddleboard lessons, 8 a.m. And I go, what? That's how we're starting the day? And then we showed up, and it's just a local teenage burnout that's going to teach us. I forgot his name was like Scoogie or something fun. I don't know. So Scoogie comes by, and he's like, well, it's just the two of you. And I go, oh, no one else signed up? He's like, no, 6 others signed up, but they all canceled. And I was hoping you guys would cancel too, but you didn't. Let's go stand up paddleboard. And he gave us like the quickest instructions ever. He's like, so what you want to do is stand up, and then you're going to be stand-up paddleboarding. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like enough information. And he's like, well, have fun, and he left. And it's like some 19-year-old kid left. I had to stop myself from going, hey, you're not going to watch? Do you ever almost say something that embarrasses you? Excuse me, child, aren't you going to watch? Aren't you going to watch two people in their 30s try to stand on water? Aren't you? And then we had to go out, and it was right, the beach is right in front of the hotel, so we learned, no one's in the water. It's just my wife and I trying to stand on water. And everyone is having breakfast brunch buffet, just watching us. Every time I would look, I swear to you, I saw a guy go, he's going for it again. Why? Because I biffed it every time. I'd get up there and be like, Jesus! And I'd yell. I wasn't yelling it with his name in vain. I was trying to think of him because he can stand on water. And I was like, just trying to be like Jesus. And he's good, man. That Jesus guy, he nailed it. Also, stand-up paddleboard's dumb. It works sitting down. All right? If you just straddle the board, you turn it into a kayak. I was moving. All right? Turn to my wife. We don't need to stand up. That's for show-offs. All right, that's for a bunch of look what I can do. No, this is a utilitarian tool here. You know. That was fun. And then we had the flight back. I watched on the flight back was the State of the Union address. I watched that on a flight. I don't know if you guys watched that. I watched it without headphones because I didn't. You know how they come by and they're like, "Do you want headphones?" I'm like, "I don't want headphones." And then I'm like, "Oh, I guess I could have used some headphones." But I watched the entire State of the Union address, no headphones, and I think I still got it. The State of the Union is a very showy, like, you don't need to hear the words. It's ha 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 ha. Like, it's a very, you don't need to, I think I got it. Like, I didn't hear a word of what he said, but I think I get it. I think he said, everything's great, I'm awesome, those people suck, there's Erica Kirk. And that was kind of it. It was like... That was, I think I was able to get it. I'm like, I appreciate that, you know. My favorite part of the State of the Union is when they zoom in on people who don't like the speech. And they would just zoom in, like, and they'd just be like a guy going, I don't. There's someone clapping next to him, standing, going, I'm not doing that. And I saw that. I'm like, that's how my eyes work when I do comedy. Like, I'll ignore everyone laughing, and I'll focus on one guy who's like, I don't think he's that good. And I'm like, that's actually, you know, for all presidents that have done a State of the Union, that's rude that they zoom in on the guy not enjoying it, and they put him next to the guy talking. Like, Trump's talking, and there's a guy who's going, I don't care for it. Like, if you didn't know that was a State of the Union address, I would have been like, this is a horribly shot comedy special. Could you imagine comedy specials where they just zoom in on non-laughing people? And then it just cuts to me like, right, everybody? Huh? I don't care for that guy at all. So yeah, things are going well though. Thank you for asking. I ate too much. I'm feeling a little full. I do that. It's hard. I woke up early. I was up at 6 a.m. because I had to... Did anyone hear me on Bob and Tom? I was on Bob and... Yeah, you heard me on Bob and Tom? Hell yeah. How did I do? It was all right, right? I did all right. That was exciting. It was actually my second time on Bob and Tom, and they didn't know that. They talked to me like it was my first time. Thank God. Because I did Bob and Tom in 2019. It did not go well, all right? Because it's like a zingy, you know what the show is. It's like, hey, it's like radio, you know? It's like, woo, here's a hot line. Now you go. And you're like, huh? And then another. And that's not my style of comedy. I'm more meandering. You've seen what I do. Like, it's very... I need time to breathe, you know? And that one's like, all like, whoa, that's what she said. Like, it's a very... Everyone's a hair trigger on that show. Everyone's got a line in the chamber where I'm like, man, did you guys practice in the bathroom before you came? How did you know to say that right then? Like, they would just throw out topics, and I'm so glad they didn't come to me and go, what do you think about this? Because I would have been honest, like, I don't have an opinion on that. That's so hard to have an opinion on everything. Oh, what about that? And then some other guy go, and I'm like, yeah, that didn't even cross my mind, what he just said. What a funny thing to say that I didn't think of. It's just like, I'm not used to, like, that's like an old, like, that's how men hang out. Is like that, zing, zang. Betty had a good time. And that's when I realized while I was sitting there, I'm like, yeah, my friends aren't like this. Like, we don't interrupt. Like, we let people finish a story without calling them gay. And I'm not saying I didn't like the show, but that's the style of the show. It's quick, zap, yeah. And the first time I did the show was in 2019, and the night before I was in Pittsburgh, and I drove through the night. I didn't sleep because I had to make it here to do Bob and Tom at very early in the morning. So I showed up, jacked to the gills on Red Bull, and shaking because I hadn't slept. I don't know if you've ever just driven through the night and then went on national radio. But it's not a time you just want to be shaking with whatever. And I went in, and it was a panel of comedians. And it was funny comics. Dusty Slay was there. It was the first time I got to meet him. Killer comic. There's the other guy, Pat Godwin. He's a guitar act. He's super funny. And so the way it worked is there's like a panel, and then everyone else who works on the radio, and he would just like set you up to be funny. Like when he talks to you, it's your time to shine, you know? And then so he talked to Pat Godwin, and he played his guitar. He played a fun song. Everyone laughed. It was really good. Then he went to Dusty Slay, and he said something incredibly funny. And then he came to me. He's like, hey, I hear you're married. And at the time, I had just gotten divorced. And I was like, no, I just got divorced. And he's like, oh. And I was like, thanks for bringing that up. Like, you know? That was like my attempt at being a little, thanks. But he didn't know I was joking, so he just went, oh, sorry. Anyway. And so they just skipped me. Like, it went funny, I'm divorced. Next guy. And they didn't come back. They didn't give me another shot. Because I think Tom was like, these notes are crap. I don't know anything about this guy. So I never got another shot at it. But here's how popular that show is and how well respected that show is. I still sold like 12 tickets for my show that night in Fort Wayne from doing that. Because that night I was on in Fort Wayne, and I asked, did anyone hear me on Bob and Tom? Like 10 people were like, yeah, we bought tickets from that. And I'm like, from my one line of going, I'm divorced. And they're like, we got to see this guy. This guy's a hair trigger. They don't know if he's married, divorced. No one knows what's going on with this guy. He's a wild card. We got to go see him. So, yeah, I had a good time on Bob and Tom. I like that. That's fun, do radio. And then I did the morning news. That's fun. I love going to do morning news. You're just on a panel. Like I was on before tacos. I was over here doing my interview, and then they have their TV kitchen, and they're just prepping tacos. And in the green room, there was a singer that went on before me. He's doing vocal warm-ups for, like, that's what, like, comedy is such a low of the totem pole art form. Because I was like like a cook. Those cooks had to wake up early morning to get those tacos ready for morning news. That singer was doing vocal warm-ups for 45 minutes in the same. We were in the same small room, and he's next to me going me 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 me, and I'm just next to him like scrolling Instagram, warming up too. There's a lot going on over here. One time I did morning news, and there was a bunch of models in there in bras, because apparently the segment on before me was how to make sure your bra fits you correctly. So they brought like 10 models, and they're all just half naked. And I walk in at 7 in the morning, I go, all right. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, where you walk into a room where you have to sit for a while, and there's 10 half-naked women, and you're like... Like, I'm not even going to introduce... I didn't. I was, like, too embarrassed. I didn't say hello. I just came in, made eye contact with all of them, and then just sat down and looked at the floor for the next 45 minutes. And then they did their segment, they left, and then I was brought out, and I was like, you made me follow the bras? That's a tough act to follow. Man. I don't know. But it's fun. I've been doing well, living life, trying to do my best, I guess. Yeah, aren't we all? We're all just trying to do our best. How's Jessica? She lives with my ex-wife. I apologize. That was the divorce that came up at Bob and Tom. Don't worry, I have a new wife. We're happily in love. We've been married a long time, enjoying life. Thank you. Second wife. You know what I'm talking about. That's how easy crowd work is, by the way. You know what I'm talking about. Guy who looks like he was married at 16, you know? Were you married at 16? No? Are you guys married? No. She won't do it. I apologize for starting all of that. Listen, she'll come around. She just probably thinks it's better to graduate high school first. So, like, that's probably all. I mean the both of you. You both look young. I'm not trying to say she looks young. See, this is why I don't do crowd work, because it would be mostly me going, no, you're getting the wrong idea. I'm saying you both look young. You both look like healthy, tax-paying people, and you're good people. That's why I don't talk to people, because every time I do, they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'll shut up. Could you imagine if I introduced myself to the bra women? Could you imagine how that would have gone? Hi! I'm gonna leave my shirt on if that's all right. Something like that. You can probably get me into an A cup, though. Maybe. You guys are fun, man. This is like the first like real fun crowd we've had. No, I mean that. And I don't mean that rudely. I just mean that, like, the bar's been low. And you guys have been so fun that it, like, dude, Thursday was like a dissertation. I did all the jokes, like, all the little fun little things that I've done here, I did on Thursday, and they're like, Like, you guys don't have it, but the other two crowds we performed for, there was, like, I don't know if it's an Indiana thing or what, but there was, like, laughter followed with judgment. It was like, I knew it. It was like a little bit of that. You guys don't seem to have it. I think the bucket of Michelob Ultras helps, you know? A couple of buckets of beer. Green drink? What is that? Liquid marijuana. Yeah! We are in such an interesting time. Because we live in an era where there's young people that don't drink at all. Like my brother, he's a young... Listen. I agree, all right? There's young people that don't drink at all, and then there's like people that are like, I'm smoking marijuana. Or drinking it. I mean, like, I'm drinking marijuana, and it's such a weird... I don't know. It's such a... such an interesting. I think that's why we have so much conflict. We're not on the same substances, and I think it shows. No one talks about that. Everyone wants to say we're divided. No one wants to talk about we're not all on the same substances. All right, some people are microdosing shrooms on a daily basis. They're kind of walking around life thinking that the trees are laughing at them. All right. Then there's other people who have nicotine pouches and they're lit and they're just like, I'm jacked up and I want to fight, but I don't know why. All right? And then there's like other people that are just on weed pills, so they just end every conversation with, I don't know. And then they leave. And then you got alcohol people, just old school alcohol people going, woo! And then mixed with all that, you got sober people going, you guys are all insane. And I see why there's so much conflict. We need to get on the same substances. We need to, I think that should be, maybe RFK will start that. I think he should get us on a regimen. Everyone take, like something agreeable. Like every night we all of us take 2 melatonin gummies. We start simple, all right? Yeah, we'll make sure there's no yellow dye, number 5 or whatever's making all the kids smell colors. But we'll figure that out. But everyone gets on 2 melatonin gummies. We all have the same hallucinogenic dreams. And then we wake up and we'll see if the country comes together. I don't know if you guys do melatonin gummies. I switched from, I used to do marijuana gummies to fall asleep. But I would be asleep, but with panic. Like sometimes I'd be on a weed gummy sleeping on my side and I could feel my heartbeat through my ribs and it's pounding into the bed. And I don't know if that's a normal thing, but I'm like, that's not good sleep, right? That's not. But I still need sleep. I still can't fall asleep naturally because there's too many thoughts. And so I got on melatonin gummies, which that's sleep, but is it? Because it's like a psychedelic. I've had dreams on there where I'm like, am I sleeping? Is this even rest? You know? I had a melatonin dream once. I was having dinner with Matthew McConaughey. Famous actor Matthew. Me and him are just at a fancy restaurant, and then the waiter drops off a dish, and Matthew McConaughey goes, that's a dessert. That's a delicacy from my people. And I go, what are your people? And then he didn't answer that. He just kind of looked at me and did one of his... And then I looked down, and on the plate was a latex glove filled with sand. And I'm such a people pleaser, I started to cut into it's really good. And he's like, all right. You know, like... And then we did all this stuff, and I'm like, am I even sleeping? I don't know if this counts as REM sleep, you know? But... I don't know. I think my football coach in high school had a good way to remedy conflict. Like I remember there's 2 guys kept fighting each other at football practice. They got into 3 fights in the same practice, so he called off practice, or he paused it, and then he told those guys to go run laps while they held hands. And they had to run laps holding hands, and they stopped fighting. And I was like, I think that could fix us. Everyone has to reach across the aisle to someone they hate or just vehemently disagree with, and you have to run holding hands until you're too tired to hate. All right, I got 4 people on board. That's all I need. Other people are like, I'm going to punch him while I run. You think I won't grab his own hand? Go, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Think I'm not going to do that? I canceled my health insurance this year. I also did that. Yeah, that was not the best idea. I canceled my health insurance right after I got the second shot of the vaccine because I was like, well, I don't need this anymore. You know, I'm good. And I'm not making this up. The day I canceled my health insurance, I went to a show, and the comedian that was on before me announced to the crowd that she was just diagnosed with a brain tumor. And I was in the back of the crowd, and I went, brain tumors. I totally forgot about brain tumors. I gotta call Kaiser Permanente and see how canceled I really canceled it, you know? It's nice to be out again. My fiance and I just recovered from COVID. Don't worry, I tested clean, so I'm allowed to be inside again. We got COVID. We got COVID late, which is lame, because it's not even cool anymore. You know? It was so lame. Like, we somehow dodged it for 2 years, and then we got vaccinated, then we got it. And I posted it, and nobody cares. Nobody cares if you get COVID now. You know? I'm late to everything. This is like me in skinny jeans all over again. I got them, and everyone's like, yeah, we don't do that anymore. And I'm like, dang, you know, I just came around. Yeah, we got COVID, and here's the weird part. Like, we both had the same symptoms, but my symptoms were 4 days later. So for the first 4 days, we thought I was asymptomatic, and I found out that if you're in a relationship and your significant other has symptoms and you're asymptomatic, that A now stands for asshole. That's what that means. She was so mad that I was fine. She was like, nothing? You don't feel anything? I'm like, no, I'm pretty good. And she's like, I hate you. And then 4 days later, I'm like, I'm starting to feel like crap. She's like, nice, all right. Let's get into it. We ended up both losing our taste and smell, which I don't know if that's happening in here. That's the most frustrating thing to deal with. We didn't have taste and smell just in time for Thanksgiving. Which I don't know if anyone here has done Thanksgiving without taste or smell, but it is a waste of time. That is the biggest waste of time. Doing Thanksgiving without taste or smell, it's like going to an orgy with erectile dysfunction. That's like that it is. You're like, oh, I guess I'll just stand in the corner and watch, I guess. What's that taste like? Does it smell good? I don't know. We ended up still doing Thanksgiving, but we just got 2 Cornish game hens, like, because they're cheaper, and what's the point, right? We can't taste it. And she still worked hard to, like, make it good, and then she's like, how is it? I'm like, it's warm. Crispy. The parts that should be are crispy. That's all I can tell you. I never realized how important taste and smell was. I can't. It sucks. It's upsetting. I was angry at nobody. Just I can't smell. You know. Definitely more baths. You wash more. You brush your teeth more when you don't know. You know. When you do this and you're like, I got nothing. More gum immediately. Yeah. I guess I gotta go get health insurance again. I don't know. I guess the Omicron is coming. That one's the bad one. I hate it. This is like the 3rd one. We had the original, and then Delta, and now Omicron. And I don't even know if that's how you say it, but that's how I like it. I mean, with this one, at this point, doesn't it feel like the Earth is just trying out pesticides to get rid of us? Like, did anyone else grow up in a house with roaches? You know, at first, you get the original raid, and it kills some of them, but there's still too many, and then you gotta get the next one. That's what Omicron feels like. I feel like Earth is at a grocery store going, Omicron, that shit sounds serious. Let's do that one. And if that doesn't work, we're gonna have to tent the planet. Thank you. Guy in the back. That joke was for him. Everyone's like, that's not fun. We're getting sad. Please bring it down. Yeah, it's fun that we hate each other over stuff. I like that. I was afraid this virus might bring us together. That really was. When the pandemic started, I'm like, oh no, this might bring us together. But thank God, humans are still humans, and we're like, no, we can make this political too. Isn't that magical? We're like, we'll hate each other no matter what. If Don Lemon or Tucker Carlson talk about it, we'll pick sides. That's the 2 groups. That's why I stopped watching the news, because I realized I ended up just not having an opinion of my own. I would get into an argument with somebody, and I'm like, I think I just said what Don Lemon said. And I think you just said what Tucker Carlson said. And then there'd be a third guy who's like, hey, did you guys know birds are actually drones? And you're like, oh, you listen to podcasts. All right. Everyone just regurgitates what they know. I don't know. It feels like the world's getting back to normal. There's been more mass shootings, which is good. You know? That means we're getting back to the swing of things. You know what that made me realize? Like all the mass shootings, as soon as everything opened. You know what that made me realize? While I was at home looking out the window going, I can't wait to go outside. There was a mass shooter with a gun like, me too. I also want to go out there. I'm so lonely. I'm just at home with my gun. And there's no one to shoot. What a sad existence. It almost makes you connect with the person. I'm like, I know, we both miss people, don't we? We both missed gatherings. I like that. You guys laughed at that. Because, boy, I really gambled that early. That was an early gamble, you know? Maybe I should have built a rapport first. I went right into it. Yeah, they had that shooting at the school in Michigan, and I read about it, and apparently the kid used a gun that his father bought on Black Friday. And I'm like, that might be the most American sentence that I've ever read in my entire life. He bought a gun on Black Friday, and then he shot up the school, and I just, like a bald eagle, flew in the background. It's like the most American thing I've ever read. All right, that was the last one. I'm sorry.